Humility versus pride, and we did this before, but we'll do it again. And I'll embarrass my good friend. How are you doing today? Good. Okay. In an American culture, my mother said to me, growing up as a boy, David, when you shake hands firmly. Okay, don't worry, that's okay. You're in your culture. You were mama hoo-hoo. You were so-so. It's okay. Some people, it's like a wet fish. You know, hello, hi, how are you? Okay, so number one, in American culture, if you shake hands firmly, that's good. In an Asian culture, if you shake hands firmly, that's too proud, right? That's like, who are you? Why are you so aggressive? Why? In fact, that's really true in America. Some people, they just smile. They see you coming, and they want to crush your fingers. They just want to show their macho. I mean, you see them coming, you go, uh-oh. And I see them, and I get my hand in real far, so they don't get my fingers like, oh. And of course, you're a man, you're not going, oh, no. Oh, okay, so that's one thing, the handshake. In our culture, you shake hands firmly. I remember a Chinese student was being disciplined by one of our administrators, not important who it was. It was another school. Happens all over. And the administrator said, what really makes it bad, he was lying to me and other things, but what really makes it bad, he would not look me in the eye. I said, you have to understand, in Asian culture, that's rude to look at the adult in an eye. Now, some of you Asians have learned this, and you learn how to look at an American, but for you, if you're in trouble, in Asia, if you're in trouble, keep your head down and just wait for it to be over, right? And so an American looks at that and says, what kind of person? He must really be guilty. But for an Asian, I'm just being humble. You're the authority figure. So when you're in trouble, you guys, gals, look that American right in the eye. Just get real smiley, just smile. So that's really important. And so there's a difference between a macho culture, we'd like to prove that we're in charge, and in a Confucian-influenced society, or most Asian cultures, it's much more a matter of humility. Another example, a student who was here last year, who graduated last year, and you all know him, but I will not mention his name. For $10, I might. But anyway, I was in the faculty room last year, and I was sitting in the faculty room, and this guy was standing in the faculty room, working, just looking around, talking to me, I think. And one of the house parents walked in. It'll take $20 to get her name, okay? And she looked at this boy, and she said, blank, blank, that means the name, not a swear word, okay, blank, blank, you didn't make your bed this morning, and you were late for breakfast, da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. And so I'm putting my head down like, none of my business, none of my business. But I was waiting for a response, and this boy just stood there and smiled for like a minute of a lecture. Now, generally speaking, remember there are exceptions, but generally speaking, an American would have done one of two things, but not that. An American would have said, number one, why are you picking on me? Everybody was late. You never treated my older brother that way. Aim, fire. But in the last 20 years, the educational management leaders have said, no, ready, fire, aim. In other words, the problem we have in our society is not the aiming and the firing, it's we never fire. So the new theory is ready, fire, and then adjust your fire again. Okay. So that, but in China, and I can't speak much for Korea, but it's similar. I think the Philippines, Vietnam. Ready. Drink some tea. Eat some guadza. Guadza is sunflower seeds. Okay. That is. When I remember one of the things, please Chinese people, please don't be offended by this. Please don't be mad at me. I'm just, like they say at Fox News, I report, you decide. It has changed now. But when I first went to China, 1984, I'm freezing to death, number one. And I look back in the back of the room. I know some of you are going to really get mad at me, but that's okay. And I see this beautiful girl eating guadza. And she goes, happened in China back in the 80s, not so much now. I think you Chinese understand, things are much, much better now. But anyway, there's that aiming that goes on forever.